Hello everyone and welcome to a video of Magic the Gathering. So I've been inspired by Spike's videos. He's been making just gameplay videos where he just plays the game, and it's something that I basically is how I started making content, and it's honestly a format that I really enjoy. At the moment it's very difficult for me to actually stream. It requires a lot of time and I don't have that much time. But making videos from time to time. I do play Magic, of course, a lot. So why not just make some videos from time to time and then share with you guys? All I'm asking you, if you like the content, just please like and subscribe so people can, also follow me, and it just becomes a more worthwhile, experience. We can all do it together. So today we have here Hardened Scales. The say probably if you know me, Hardened Scales. This deck obviously has took a little bit of a hit from, basically around the skies. Basically, Mox Opal being unbanned was kind of bad for the deck because all of a sudden a lot of people started playing a lot more hate for it. Like things like, things like Clean and Conquer was printed from the skies. Things like Collect Oof, Force of Vigor, Meltdown, of course. So all these cards together with the fact that I think Scales is very strong when he can pivot into a sort of prison plan post board, because you have Welding Jars and we have a lot of that. And the plan is not very good when people will be bringing both answers to your prison spells and your creatures. Back in the day when people didn't have Artifact Hate, they actually were very weak to the prison plan because they had no answers to it. But now this is a bit different. So, we just have to adapt, right? So how we can adapt is basically, the list is pretty straightforward, right? It's just some cards that we have not talked in a long time. I'll start with like the least interesting, the most interesting. We're trying one copy of Passing Set. This card enters tapped unless you control a basic land. That's for green, which is good, and you can pay 3 mana and tap it to Earthbend 2. So Earthbend 2 makes a land you control a creature land with haste, and it puts 2 counters on it. But of course that works with Scales, so you get an extra counter on it. You have Scales out, and it will also with Terrasymbiosis, which I'll talk about in a second. So it will draw 2 cards from it, which is pretty strong. It's a kind of a 2-card engine, in my opinion. Looks pretty strong. If you like late game, you can actually Earthbend a Saga, and when the Saga dies, and yeah, I forgot to say this, when the land that is Earthbended dies or gets exiled, you can return it to the battlefield tapped. So basically, if you have enough mana on Passing Sen or the Saga out, it's just basically an infinite loop of Urza Sagas, right? Because even if you don't have enough mana, you can make like the Construct, and then trigger the third trigger on the stack, you actually make it into a land, like you Earthbend it, and it will die. You will get to search, and you get the Saga again, right? So we just do with 4 mana, one Passing Sen, a Saga just goes infinite. It doesn't come up a lot, I think, but sometimes some games of Magic go very long, and it's good to have this kind of late game insurance. Basic spells are always the same: Zabaz, Scales, Ravager, Cauldron. These are nothing new. Caps have decided to play a split of the cantrips, 3 steerings to Malevolent Rumble. I kind of like that. I think 5 cantrips is sort of the sweet spot. And Rumble is probably stronger since it runs you into double 2-drop on turn 3. It also puts cards in the graveyard forever as a Soul Cauldron, but it's also 2 mana in a deck that's very intensive with spells that cost 2 mana. So it's actually nice to have steerings to sometimes fill up the curve that way. And then on the last cards that we're playing that are not so common, it's Terrasymbiosis. So whenever a +1/+1 counter is put a creature you control, you can draw as many cards as counters have been put. So if 3 counters have been put, you can draw 3 cards. That's extremely strong in the deck, obviously. It triggers both on your turn and your opponent's turn, but it's only, of course, triggers once per turn. The power of this card, of course, is like the combination of all the +1 counters, and the fact that with Arcbound Ravager is pretty easy to do on your turn or your opponent's turn, and Modular as well. And Hangarback Walker, which Hangarback Walker, old school guy here, it allows you to basically put +1 counters on itself when it dies, and uses a lot of wraths. When it dies, you get a bunch of doctors, which is very strong. Same with Steel Overseer. A card is not really strong by itself, but combined with Agatha Soul Cauldron can be really, really powerful. And we're playing 1 Loading Zone, which essentially is a warping Knowing Season for 1 mana for counters. And it just means that you can easily, it's basically scales number 5 for the deck. Sideboard, a bunch of hate pieces, a bunch of winning spells to protect ourselves from bloods. So, let's run that. Give it a try. Let's give it a try. I don't know how MTGO is working for everybody else. For me, it has been a bit slow. This update that just released today or the day before. But anyway, guys, I hope you're doing good wherever you are in the world. You know, New Year's approaching. So that's my goal for this year, is to try to post videos on YouTube again. I just had a good time doing it. I really don't know why. I think the reason I stopped posting it is because I was not getting any viewers. But of course, it's one of these catch-22 things where, you know, you don't post because you got the viewers, and you don't get any viewers because you don't post. I think I'm going to keep this hand. I think it's not super exciting, but we have a turn 1 play. And we can find maybe a Cauldron or a Saga with the steerings. And then I can play Terrasymbiosis on turn 3. And from there we should be, you know, in a very good shape. I think I'll take the Ballista. I have already a Ravager. Opponent's better. Like, Ballista is a nice turn to play, because if they kill it, it goes in the graveyard. And then whenever you do a Cauldron, you are in a great spot, right? And you know, we've put 5 non-Cauldron cards back to the bottom. Lost in Mire. Interesting. Is that prowess? Oh no, it's Frog, I guess. Be unfortunate if we don't get to Terrasymbiosis them here. That Watery Grave, interesting. Alright, I'm just gonna play out my Ballista here. I don't see a reason to not play it. Because I would rather they kill the Ballista and then I can resolve the Terrasymbiosis than hold my Ballista and then they counter the Terrasymbiosis, if that makes sense. I think that's my mindset here. Also, you don't win the game by not casting your spells. That's something a wise man once said. You just don't win the game, guys. Faithless Luring. Okay. Is this, are you gonna get Oculus on 2? Well, it's certainly unfortunate, but we'll see what we can do. Icon of Cruelty, Emperor Bones. Final Push. Ah, just unearth. Just unearth the Emperor Bones. This maybe forces us to actually play the Ravager. Oh no. Oh my god, this card is so freaking good. Bridgeworks Battles, guys. So +2/+2 on fights. Let's go. That's amazing, actually. We even get to hit them for 3. So Faithless Looting's -1 card. Then they exile their fatty for us, which is very good. We do play 2 Tormod Crypt, so hopefully we can draw them. Mox Opal would be a great draw, because then we can go Terrasymbiosis into Ravager. Flashback, don't got Faithless Looting. Let's see what they discard. I mean, it's kind of a weakness. I'm guessing they have a Surveil land in hand, because there's no chance they would have played this turn 1, right? They discard 2 lands. That's good for us. That means that they did not find another fatty to discard. I think with draw Loading Zone we win the game. Or Scales. I think Scales also win the game, right? Yeah. It'll be 6. Okay, let's steerings. Needle. Okay, Hangarback is nice, I think. Maybe I'll list the dice, but I kinda like Hangarback here. I'm also kind of a sucker for Hangarback, right? So since they have nothing in the graveyard, I don't feel like I'm particularly in a rush. Alright, that's a 2-mana cycling. If they tap out, I think they're dead. Blue. Do they have Splash Portal? Ah, no, Essence Flux. Okay. So draw another card. Standard play, by the way. And push. Unearth. Unearth. That is totally fine. Again, loading zone wins the game. Interesting play. What the fuck? I don't really get this Essence Flux thingy. It's basically just Splash Portal. Oh, Cauldron. I wonder if it's lethal here. I mean, definitely, I think I'm definitely gonna play the Cauldron. Because then I don't die to a lot of things. I'm really curious. If I play Ravager Cauldron, that's just not lethal, right? It's a bit far away. Maybe we can start by playing the Hangarback Walker. So I probably want to play the Hangarback Walker anyway. Then keep my Ravager in hand. I'm not sure. Let's play the Ravager. Let's play the Ravager. I think we're gonna draw. Yes. It's not a bad draw. And then we can just say go. So we have the Cauldron now for Graveyard Hate. Which is one of the nice things of Cauldron. I'm not too afraid of this board presence of theirs. And I'm not too afraid of playing the Ravager. Psychic Frog, it's fine. But if we didn't play the Cauldron, they could discard, another kind of Cruelty. We're gonna target it and we're gonna eat it. It's gonna be simple magic. Here. I put it on the Ballista. Yep. I think this game's looking pretty over. I don't think I need to block anything. Not a frog. Okay. I mean, there's many ways to do this, but I guess we could just rumble. What happens? They have one removal spell. Doesn't really matter, but 3 seconds of us is nice. Gets to draw an extra card. It's not the worst ever. Play this. Thing I'm gonna do is Hangarback Walker. We're not gonna draw off this one. Just gonna play last. No, they say yes. Oops. They don't want to say yes. No. Now we're gonna put the counters here on that, and we're gonna draw 2 cards. I kind of like drawing 2 cards more than one. So, response. No. No response. Now, yes, of course we could draw later as well, but I think that's nice too. Nice to draw 2 cards. Mox Opal is nice too. Just making absolutely sure we don't lose this game, you know? I think we can just go to combat. Okay, so we will just suck here. And then, so I'm gonna suck this guy here, the counters here, beautiful. I mean, there's many ways to do this, right? So just doing it this way. I think it's just the easiest way. Then we're gonna go to their upkeep. Upping him. Yeah. There's many ways to go around this, but you guys, I think this was a good one. These guys are very much in on the reanimation shenanigans. Let's bring the cage. All of their stuff is black. They do a meltdown. I never know how many meltdowns. But maybe it's worth it to bring the heroics. Not sure other Dismembers. They can be alright. But they also can be kind of bad. I don't think Vexing Bauble does anything at all. Probably Haywire Mite is pretty bad. Got a cantrip. Still Urza can be fine, but I don't think this matchup is about that necessarily. You got the loading zone. There's a Zabaz maybe. Just want to keep some amount of creatures, right? The Terrasymbiosis is nice. Not sure if we would have won anyway, but I mean, we definitely maybe would have won anyway. But this is the thing. Please give me. I know I'm speaking kind of quietly. My son's sleeping next to me, not next to me, but you know, close by. So don't really want to yell. I'm very tired. You know, I think it's just it's kind of nice to just sometimes just play Magic. You know, not having to be overly excited about the games. Or I think I also started losing a bit of love for the game when I started kind of focusing too much on the that's an act of cruelty, all right, on the performance side of it, rather than just enjoying. Just gonna play the cage here. It also turns out the faithless looting. They can of course answer it. Next turn we'll have a heroic intervention up maybe, but probably I'm just gonna rumble. Alright. GG's opponent. Alright, I'll play one more and that will be the video. I'll play 2 matches and then I'm gonna go to bed. That's gonna be the video. It's gonna be make it simple for me, simple for you guys. This was fun though. This was pretty fun. Yeah, one of the times is like when you start really trying to perform at something, when you try to be like, I'm gonna be a streamer now. You can get a bit to you, like you start being too much out there. And I would rather just share the games with you guys. I'll play these, I'll play whatever I want to play, you guys watch it if you want to. That's my whole thing, I think that's where you should go. I think just doing things because you love them, not just because you think, you should be in a certain way. And at some point people may find you boring, and that's alright. I don't find you guys boring, so thanks for hanging out. Maybe you guys like this lower voice shit, and then I'll just perform and do this thing. So this hand, 3 Alliance, 2 Ravagers. This hand is a turn 3 kill if you run Mox Opal. Ravager, Zabaz, Ozolith, this card, Inkmoth Nexus is just really strong. So let's see how to play it. They're gonna play Darksteel Citadel. Oh my god, playing Belch here. I'm just gonna try to run a Ravager now. Well, we have 3, so I think it's a good time to run a Ravager. It just resolves. Okay, we have turn 4 kill, or next turn we draw. So you draw Mox Opal, guys, how it works. You play the Mox Opal, you play the Zabaz. And then you... I'm gonna play the Zabaz first. I have a feeling my opponent's just going to... What is this? Disrupting Shoal. So they got a Shoal in hand. Okay, I'm just gonna play the Zabaz first of all. Maybe just do the thing where they sack this guy. But anyways, lethal next turn. Oh, it resolved. Okay, that's cool. Probably counter this. They do play Sing into Stupor, right? Yeah. They don't block, I'm gonna eat this. So if they do block, I'm gonna just eat this. We have the... This gets them off the Flare of the Nile. And I have lethal anyway next turn, so... Okay, this is lethal. Classic thing that happens with scales, right? People just don't know how to play against it. Like, this is lethal already, so... It's kind of one thing I try to do is I try to not like teach my opponents too much, you know. I don't want them to be like aware of the fact that they were dead on board. But I mean, why not? Why not just kill them? That was the reason. It was obviously very good we were on the play, and you know we were able to just set up the turn 4 kill. We never drew the Mox, but turn 4 kill on the play is also pretty good, usually good enough to win matches of Magic the Gathering. Especially when they're playing a deck that does not have any sort of in-play interaction, you know? Like, they're good on the stack, but they're not really good at anything else. And the opponent just learned a new deck, you know, just saw a thing that they had never seen before. They were like, oh, wow. Maybe we'll be looking for Hardened Scales content on YouTube, and this will pop up. So hello opponent, hello Colucci. So cards that are good in this matchup for sure is Vexing Bauble. I'm not sure. I don't think Force of Vigor is very good, honestly. So let's see. I don't even know what Belcher plays these days. It's not even. It's in the top 9. They play Cage, Unable to Scream. Oh, that's PTSD from that. Consigned to Memories. Desert the Seeker. Okay. Nothing crazy. They have one card with recall, but yeah, sure. Definitely Veil of Summer is a card. Maybe one Tamiyo Safekeeping just to protect our needle from being bounced. Sounds nice. Sometimes somehow Dismember looks okay too. Not sure. So these are the cards I'm for sure bringing. These are the cards that I'm maybe bringing. Don't think I want any of that. So cards I'm for sure cutting is Welding Jar. You can see them up here. Tormod Crypt can be alright, so I'll keep it. I think Haywire Mite is pretty much useless, right? Can be decent, but we can cut a Rumble maybe. Maybe Terrasymbiosis is just not the matchup, right? Sadly, as much as I love the card. What about Steel Overseer? May Hangarback Walker is worse. Steel Overseer is hard for them to answer, just kind of wins the game. I mean, not wins the game, but I think this is fine, right? I really don't want any of these cards. Not sure about this, maybe it's okay, but it seems a bit slow. Yeah, definitely Welding Jar is very bad, so just can't. So Bertie also Saga is one of the best cards. They do have 3 consigns or couple of Into the Flood Moss. And even Hurkey's Recall, which is an instant. Okay, we have a turn 1 Saga here. Turn 1 Ravager Saga. I'm keeping this hand. This is a very affinity hand. Played a lot of Affinity recently. So I think against this, you just kind of want to... Oh, Lotus Bloom there. They put 2 Lotus Blooms. The thing is we have Vexing Bauble in our deck, right? So we can just get it with the 7. Okay, so we play a Mox. Sometimes they like, especially if you have 2 Moxes and they counter this, you're like super happy. Now I just realized I'm just gonna play a Saga and go. You can't really play the Ravager. I'm missing a 0. This affinity brain, we call it. But definitely wanted to play this on turn 1, right? So I could. Oh shit. They could have consigned to memory. I'm not in a rush to play this actually. Could make a construct and play ancient stirrings, but we can just save the Lotus Petal for next turn. Constructs do kill very fast. With Vexing Bauble turning off the mana, feeling pretty good here. Leave the needle on top, you know. That one. This is the one. Oh, this is one of the worst cards. This is from Zendikar. Oh, what? That's annoying in the sense that it will, of course, prevent us from doing a second construct. But it's also one less portable, holy god. So maybe we should keep, if they have this, we should keep the needle. It's funny. Okay, so play this. Let's just get Vexing Bauble. I mean, they have 2 Lotus Blooms suspended and they play a bunch of free spells, so now we can do this, which I should have planned for actually. Just realized. Oops. Right, so let's start with Ravager. Oh, again, this is what I love about Scales, guys. This prison concept. It's just so nice. I play my Ravager here. I play my Needle. Hit them for 6. There's a Needle. There's 2 Vexing Baubles. There's a Tormod Scribion for Tameshi. We're feeling very good about ourselves here. I should have done what I should have done is to last turn is to run these ancient strings, like play a mock, like tap this, get green, and replay the mocks. That would have been very nice. So probably what you want is you tap the green first, and then you play the mocks, and if they counter it, you just make construct instead. But this was nice. Okay, guys. So this is kind of the power of Scales, you know. The first game they tap out and they're dead, and the second game you just play an Urza Saga and a bunch of zeros and just lose the game, you know. I think that's kind of a strong, and I mean, so far so good. We beat 2 combo decks, and there's a lot of those in the format. So I'll make another video tomorrow, maybe with more energy, and we'll continue with the league. And yes, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I need to turn this off, yeah, because I don't want to edit this.